show and we'll go into this. What's up, everybody? Aaron the dog here with Fight Bananas with another interview here, this time of the prospect variety, which, if you know me well enough, is my favorite type of interview. I'm here with Bryan Battle, but we'll be calling him Pooh Bear for the rest of this interview because that's what he goes by.
Yes,
what up, Pooh Bear? 185 prospect. Good, man. I'm really excited to be on here with you. I got to say I'm a new fan. But I'm a big fan now of what I've been able to see.
I appreciate it, man.
How you doing?
We can make some more. That's what the plan is.
Yep. February. First off, we'll get the business out of the end right off the bat. February 6th, Hard Rock MMA. 17, is it?
I want to say 117 or something.
117. Yeah, something along those lines. February 6th, Hard Rock MMA. You will be fighting. As I believe the opener for the main card, is it at 185 or did they have it established in order?
It keeps on flipping. Originally, we were supposed to be the co-main, and but they keep on adding big fights to the
right. Yeah, it's a really it doesn't really matter though. It's 3 rounds regardless. You're going against Ben Foster and Ben Fowler. I apologize, Ben Fowler, making his pro debut. So. First off the bat, has it been hard for you to be finding people to fight you, even at 4-1? How's the matchups been with regards to quarantine and the level that you're looking to fight at?
I tell you what, at 4-1, at 2-1 and 3-1, it's way easier to find a fight than it was for me to come when I was making my pro debut. Because, like you said, we had so many people agree to fights and then drop out because, they'd be like, okay, debut guy. All right, nice. But then, they'd look at the Tapology or they'd go on YouTube and they're like, okay, wait, this guy has 10 amateur fights and he fought some of the best amateurs in the country. So there's like the risk reward kind of made it really hard for me to find a fight when I first turned pro. But now that there is a little bit more upside, like if someone beats me, they have, okay, well, that guy's 4-1, it looks good on their record if they beat me. So now it's actually a way easier to get a fight than it was when I was making my debut.
Yeah. And just right off the bat, your amateur record, 8-2, absolutely an outstanding amateur record. And in there, there is the win that's going to kind of aged very well against Impa Kasangane. He did get the spinning kick knockout. But other than that, I mean, his upside has been huge. He was a -200 favorite in his UFC debut. Yeah. I mean, he won on the Contender Series. This guy has been greenlit as a prospect. I believe you were the last opponent to defeat him prior to Joaquin Buckley. And first of all, like a lot of your fights, available on YouTube. So type in Bryan Battle. If you're an opponent, if you're whoever, if you're looking for tape, it's all there, man. I mean, my God, the wins, the losses, all the bad spots, the good spots, it's all right there.
I'll tell you what, in 3 years, including my amateur and pro career, I've had 15 fights. This will be my 16th. And yeah, like you said, probably at least 12 or 11 fights are on YouTube, just there, ready to go. And 2 of the only loss that was kind of suspect, my last, the split decision loss as an amateur.
Yep.
That's the one that's not on YouTube. The 2 losses that were bad are on YouTube.
Of course. Perfect. Yeah. Perfect.
Those are the ones when people go and look me up, they come back. They don't talk about, the 20-round grueling fight with Impa. They talk about, they're like, hey, I saw a fight where you got kicked in the head. I was like, okay. This is my first amateur fight. Come on, man.
Yeah, you looked really different in your first amateur fight, by the way. A little bigger. A little less
bigger, less hair,
less hair, than now. Definitely. When I first looked it up, I was like, "Is this the same Bryan Battle?" And, I think maybe you even, when you see that fight now, wonder if it's the same Bryan Battle. Probably.
As soon as I was watching the tape, because it's like your first time getting in there, everything, the lights are so bright. You can hear people, and you're in your underwear. I couldn't hear anything. I wasn't like, everything was happening a million miles an hour. Like, I watched that fight afterwards and I was like in a karate stance. I was like, whoa.
It was wild. That was the first fight I put on because I saw LFA. So I was like, all right, I love LFA. So let me check this I'm like, okay, I guess he's a karate guy.
Yeah.
And then I went on to watch the rest of your fights. And if people
Yeah.
don't know, how would you describe your overall style of MMA, if you could, in a few sentences?
I am definitely an MMA fighter, you know, like a freestyle fighter. Like, you know, I didn't have a boxing back. I didn't wrestle in high school or college. I didn't box before I started. I didn't do karate growing up. I walked into an MMA gym when I was 21 years old. And so, you know, the unfortunate part about that is I don't have like you know, that history of, you know, just being a specialist and just being like the best at one particular thing. But what's great about it is that you know, MMA is my style. So it's like I'm constantly tweaking, you know, we're watching people, and the more comfortable I get in the cage, the more, you know, I have the confidence to do what I do in training. So like now you're seeing me stand up a little bit more, and you know, it's like I will stand up when it's serviceable. I'll take someone down when it's serviceable. But yeah, a long answer to a short question. I'm just an MMA fighter, man. You know. So,
Oh no, that's great.
Yeah.
That's the correct answer. I think, in my opinion, if you're planning for that long career, I mean, you got to be ready to go wherever and have the person go wherever. And I mean,
shout out to my coaches real quick, because I've
yeah,
been with the same coaches since day one, and so everything that I am, I gotta give shout out to, you know, Tom Ziegler, Kevin Ferrant, Tony Tan, Keith Richardson, all those guys who've just been with me since the ground up, and we're still working on stuff even to this day. So.
I mean, and we're really seeing, I think we're still seeing the bigger camps, the ATTs have their showings, of course. You know, we saw Dustin Poirier. I just interviewed Mike Davis a couple of days ago. I mean, the ATTs are out there, of course. But then we also see guys like the Jimmy Flicks of the world, who's been in Oklahoma from day one, and he is not leaving his gym, where it's like you go on Tapology or wherever, look up his gym, you're like, who are these 3 and 5? They're the people he came up with and who he's going to stick with, and it's working just well. And with how quarantine's been set up and everything, and how the pandemic overall is affecting MMA, it's like, if you've got that team that got you there right now, I think that's the way to go. You're at 4-1. You know, again, and I just want to go back to Ben Fowler. I don't mean to breeze over him either, and I called him Ben Foster. I didn't mean disrespect to that, of course. But you know, he is making his debut here, and so a lot of people are just like, oh, well, if you get this win, oh, it's just a guy who's making his debut. He's 4-1. He's shown some really legitimate skills. The guy he beat in his last fight was in 6 seconds, so we don't really know, but I mean, he put him away, so he's definitely got legit power. That was at 195, also not 185. So that's 10-pound difference, which I think could, you know, always plays a factor. But with regards to him, are you looking to go in there and test out your stand-up more, or are you just kind of looking to get this done as quickly as possible at this point? You have so much kind of overall cage time between amateur and pro that I don't think there's a question that you're not comfortable in there, but you got your rounds in there.
Yes,
in live action.
And I'll tell you, with Ben, the big thing with him, it almost feels like a setup. You know what I mean? Like it almost feels like I'm supposed to take them lightly, and they got something, you know, up their sleeve. But the biggest thing about him is not what I've seen on tape. Like he's kind of like the opposite of me, where, you know, it's like you said, I got like hours of tape to watch on YouTube. He has like minutes of tape to watch on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like he has 4 fights on YouTube, but none of them been out of the first round. You know, the level of competition, you know, it's hard to get a good sense of things when the most experienced guy has fought as a amateur with 3 fights. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So is what I see on the tape, I'm not preparing for that guy necessarily. Like we're getting things overall, you know, like kind of what he likes to do, but I'm preparing for him. Like, you know, this has been the best fight camp I've ever had. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm preparing for him. Like he's, you know, this is my shot to the UFC. So, you know, with Ben, and I'll tell you, something I learned from my one pro loss was, composure. Take your time. There's no rush. You know what I'm saying? We're in there. We got 15 minutes, and 15 minutes is a long time when you're trying to punch someone else in the face. You know what I mean? So take your time. Don't give them anything. That's the biggest thing, is don't beat yourself. You know what I mean? So I'll take my time. I'll see what's available. And when I find something I like, I'll take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that is really just honestly good to hear. You did have a loss early in your pro career as well. It was an arm bar to a individual who was 3-5 at the time. Who I have a feeling, if I was asking you about that opponent before that fight, wouldn't have gotten the answer I got right here.
Yeah.
With regards to this opponent, it doesn't matter if this opponent was 0-0 or 10-0 or whatever it was for you. You're preparing yourself to go in there and do what you need to do. And I mean, you have an idea with Ben, but it's a very small idea with the amount of tape there. And so, yeah, I think that, again, it's a trademark of mine, but losses are a requirement of MMA. And this is the reason why you came off your submission loss and you got a submission win. I mean, you got a beautiful submission when you had taken the back of your opponent, Aaron Chalmers, who had the crowd behind him for some reason. He must have bought all the tickets out or something. But either way, and then you had a back transition to a triangle that looked like you'd been in jiu-jitsu all your life, my friend. So, I mean, the natural kind of ability, talent is there. So,
man, I'll tell you, and it's something that always confuses me. Since I've turned pro, is everyone wants to shoot. You know what I mean? And like I said, when we look at the amateur, like I got a lot of submission wins. You know what I mean? Like right after Aaron, I submitted Aaron with the triangle, and right after Aaron, the guy was trying to take me down, and I got him with the rear naked choke. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's kind of a weird thing because it's like, man, my tape is out there, right? It's not even arrogant.
It is widely out there. You just got to type your name into YouTube.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like a smart tactical decision, but yeah, man. I mean, that's something my school, we pride ourselves in, is our cage tactics and our MMA grappling, especially. We have our jiu-jitsu program and our grappling program, but it's our MMA grappling that kind of shines, above everything else. So, yeah, man. I mean, if people want to mix it up, grappling in the cage, as long as I keep my composure and keep my head on me, I feel pretty confident on the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that, the mistake that happened in your loss, I mean, that will be there. But, again, I think some of the best MMA fighters of all time have had slip-ups with arm bars at the last second, maybe one particular.
Last second,
yeah, it is what it is. But, the fact that you're able to talk about and implement it into improving your game is just, that's all I look for out of fighters who I particularly am fans of, to be honest. And that's not why you're doing it at all. But I just really appreciate that mindset and that tendency, because I think that's one that's showing you want to be the best. Speaking of the best, I'm not talking over Ben Fowler here, but 2021, it's going to be a big year for Pooh Bear. I got no doubts about it. I'm new to the game of the Pooh Bear. I'll be honest, but what I see. I look at tape every single week. I break down fighters every single week that are making their debuts in the UFC or in the Contender Series, and I can't tell you how many of them didn't have the qualifications I've seen with what I've seen on your tape against the competition I've seen. What are you looking to accomplish here in 2021? Is the UFC a goal of yours in 2021?
The UFC is a goal. Any major organization is a goal. My thing is, I want to stay busy, because 2020 wasn't what anybody wanted. Me and my good teammate Roger, he has this analogy where people go to college for 4 years before they get their degree. Well, last year was kind of my 4th year of training, so I was like, okay, this is the year I'm going to make my push, and it didn't happen like that, obviously. And what at first was kind of a major bummer ended up being a blessing, because I've gotten so much better in that time. We've made so many, there's been just like light bulbs of things I was doing before. Now they're connected. And so I feel like I'm in a different place right now, and I'm really like you said. I always felt like I was ready for, Contender Series, UFC prelim, Contender Series guys, and now I feel like my confidence is on a whole nother level. I really feel like I can make a push and have a really tremendous year as long as the fights are there and the promotions will have me.
Yeah, I really do think that that is coming here in 2021. If the UFC doesn't pick you up, another organization is, and then we're gonna have a problem of getting you back. I think
Someone
someone's gonna really like a big organization's gonna really like having you because you are a gamer. You go in there, and I can see you matching up with really any of these echelon of talent that have been getting into these other organizations lately. It's not just the IMPA win, but just to put a little shine on that, there's 2 10-8 rounds in that IMPA win. If anybody wants to go back and watch that, the fight could have been stopped 3 or 4 times. I mean, that's a win that made IMPA who he was to get into the UFC. And I mean,
he's grown a lot off of that one. And I'm not gonna name drop or anything, but there's someone else I beat as an amateur who was on the Contender Series. He didn't win his Contender Series fight, but he was on the Contender Series.
Yeah.
It's like, I see all that, and it's like I definitely keep it in the back of my mind. I'm like, all right, this is what I need to be getting ready for. Is like this kind of stuff. It's like I'm on the regional scene right now, but I'm not getting prepared for regional caliber guys. I'm getting ready for next level caliber guys.
Yeah, no, Pooh Bear is gonna be in the UFC. He's gonna be a big fan favorite once he gets there. I mean, the nickname, gotta ask about that before I let you go. Just like everybody else, where'd it come from? What's the origins of the Pooh Bear?
This is it's such a goofy. It's a goofy story because it's not a goofy story. I was talking junk to one of my teammates one day, and he just didn't have a clever comeback. And so back in my early days of training, I was a little bit bigger. I'm kind of light skinned, you know what I mean? Yep. So he was like, okay, Pooh Bear. And the other team, he started laughing. I was like, bro, that's not funny. Don't call me Pooh Bear, dude. I wanted like a tough nickname, like, the Boogeyman or something like that.
Yeah, take him off guard.
But the moment I said, don't call me that, that was the moment it started like spreading. And it was a slow spread. Like it wasn't something fast that started happening. It was like, start off with those 2. Then it was like 4 people the next week. Then my coaches started giggling about it. And I didn't write it down. When I had my next fight, I didn't write it down as a nickname. And the commentator, or the ring announcer, he's coming around making sure he's saying everyone's names right.
Right.
And so he comes over, he's like, Bryan Battle. I was like, yeah, that's my name. And my coach, he leaned over and he did the most undiscreet whisper I've ever heard in my life. He was like, his nickname's Pooh Bear. The guy, he was like, you gotta be effing me. And he was like, no. He's like, that's the best effing thing I've heard all day. And so it's a funny fight. Like if you watch it, the commentators, they make a bunch of Winnie the Pooh puns. After the fights over there, like he did this one for Eeyore, Tigger, and all the. And so it was funny. After that, I was like, all right, I can kind of get, if it's funny, it's fun. I can get with it. You know what I mean?
I mean, I love it, man. For one, it immediately lets kind of fans know like the kind of dude you are just in general. I think it's just like you got to be very secure with yourself as a fighter and as a man to just let everybody refer to you as Pooh Bear. And for two, when I saw the nickname, I was not looking forward to watching tape at first. I was like, great, nickname is Pooh. And I was like, what the fuck is this guy's name Pooh Bear for? Yeah. Like, so I like that disarm. And honestly, we accept nicknames of all statures here. We've got the Beast Boys, we've got the Savages, and we got the Pooh Bears.
Yes, sir.
So they all are part of this wild MMA family of ours. But yeah, man, like I can't wait to see you in there on the 6th. Against Ben Fowler. It doesn't even matter. Josh Fowler is his name. I
mean, you're 100% right. It doesn't matter who's getting in the cage February.
Exactly.
No one's catching the smoke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that after that, we're going to be hearing a call from the UFC in some form or another, and we look forward to talking to you after your fight. You're always welcome back here on Fight Bananas. Do you have anything you'd like to plug? Instagram, social media wise, before we let you go?
Follow me, Pooh_Bear underscore battle 68 on Instagram, Pooh Bear Battle on Facebook. If you are in the Southeast area and you need some CBD products, check out CBD Charlotte, best CBD spot around. If you need some D8, something like that, you know what I mean? Shashan Design, Black Light Tattoo, always shout out to GoCore, founder of the system. And just to my coaches, shout out to my wife. If I didn't shout out my wife, I'd be done for. But yeah.
Absolutely. Best for last with the wife.
Yes,
All right. With that, we're going to the end of the interview here. So Pooh Bear, thank you so much for joining us. Everybody, if you're looking for tape, for Bryan Battle on YouTube, enjoy some amazing fights. And then on the February 6th, we're looking forward to having you have your hand raised. And then we'll talk to you with seeing what the plans are, because big things are happening here for Bryan Battle in 2021. I know what I see. I review tape every single week. This man should already be in the UFC, but it's only a matter of time here. And thank you so much for joining us again, Bryan.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. And just keep tuning in to Fight Bananas for more breakdowns, interviews, everything. We've got you here. So follow us on Fight Bananas. Like, subscribe, all that action. Aaron Jay Brooks on Twitter. Aaron the Dog will be back with the breakdown of the LFA card tomorrow.
Oh, snap.
Is totally what's up. And Bryan, by the way, you're always welcome to join me for a breakdown in the future.
Yeah, I need to join you for a breakdown.
Absolutely. Perfect, man. But until next time, everybody, have a great day. Stay safe and take care of each other out there.